In this video, you'll learn how to ride safer on the road and how to position yourself so you can ride safely and with more confidence. I'm Daniel and welcome to The Cyclist, where we inspire you to become a better cyclist, amplify your knowledge and of course spread the word of cycling. If you're new here, make sure you click on the subscribe button and check out the links on the description of this video. So let's jump into it. Riding on the road is something that we can't avoid if you're riding one of these bikes, but it can be done safely and with confidence, and on this video you'll learn exactly how to do that. First aspect we need to cover is your positioning on the road. You should position yourself around half meter from the edge of the road so you don't ride in the gutter, and also to give yourself space if you need to avoid a pothole. Another main reason is to avoid drivers to overtake and take a close pass on you. Now I want you to imagine you driving a car. There is a cyclist riding very close to the gutter on this one-lane road and their car comes the other way. You want to overtake the cyclist, but by looking at the space you have, you are not 100% sure, but you want to overtake the cyclist anyway. And when you do, you put their rider's life in danger. Now imagine the same scenario, but the cyclist is half meter from the edge. When you look at the space you have available to overtake, you know 100% sure that there is not enough space and you have to wait until it's safe to overtake the cyclist. You see the difference? By just positioning yourself half meter from the edge of the curb, you decrease the space they have to overtake and making a close pass on you. Another way to ride safer on the road is to hold your line. This phrase is used a lot on the pro cycling and it is something that we can benefit by using it on our rides. Holding your line means to ride an imaginary line parallel to the edge of the road and stay on it. Every single time you need to get out of that imaginary line, you need to look over your shoulder. Now, before we move on, I need you to do one exercise with me, and that is divided into two parts. The first part, I want you to move your head to the right and over your shoulder, and then keep looking ahead. In my case, I can see the window. Now, the second part of this exercise is I want you to move your eyes all the way to the right. And then in my case, I can see the bookshelf, I can see the wall behind me, I can see the rear wheel of my bike, and I can also see the chair I'm sitting on. And this is exactly what you need to do when you're moving out of your line. On the second part of the exercise, you used your peripheral vision to see what was behind you. I want you to keep training this skill until your next ride so you can use it when necessary. You don't need to look back for too long, but just a few seconds is enough so you get a picture of what is happening behind you. If there is a car or another cyclist where you want to move to, stay on your line, wait patiently, look over your shoulder once or a few times again and only move when it's safe to do so. And don't be the cyclist that simply signal and move in front of the car straight away. This is very disrespectful to the driver and they might not have time to put on the brakes behind you. In this case, you should follow the advice I just gave you, where you look over your shoulder and wait patiently before moving in front of the car. I use this technique all the time, and not only when I want to move out of my line, but also when I want to assess where the other riders are, if there are any other cars around me, and if the entire group made it safely across a set of lights. This practice is to make you more predictable when you are riding, and the more predictable you are, the easier it is for drivers to overtake. The imaginary white line can change location depending if you're riding in a single file or side by side, but the line is always there in front of you. Another way to be safer is to use hand signals, and I'm talking about hand signals to your fellow cyclists when you point potholes or parked cars, but also hand signals to car drivers so you can make your intentions clear to them. This can be any signal that shows what you're planning to do to the car driver so they can act accordingly. On top of that, if a car driver lets you go in front of them or waited patiently behind the group, when they overtake you, give them a wave to say thank you. Another way to be safer is to have a sense of anticipation. People inside parked cars can open their doors at any time, so don't overtake cars too closely. Remember, always think one step ahead and be ready to take evasive action. The next way to be safer when riding a bike is when cornering. When riding through bends, make sure you control your speed and you can see as far ahead as possible, and the way you can achieve that is by turning your head on the opposite side of the bend. For example, if the road bends to the left, turn your head to the right, which will give you more visibility of the road ahead. Another way to be safer on the road is to wear your helmet, and I am going to repeat that: wear your helmet. I see people riding road bikes without helmets all the time, and this doesn't make any sense. All you need is one accident or one pothole for you to come off your bike, and that is it, you're dead. So why take any chances? And I am repeating that again: wear your helmet. You can also be safer on the roads when riding in groups, by riding two abreast or two cyclists side by side. Rule 66 of the Highways Code states that you should never ride more than two riders abreast, and when on narrow or busy roads and around bends, we should ride on a single file. Another great tip when riding in groups is not to brake hard simply because you missed a turn or because of any other hazards that doesn't require you to stop. I have seen this many times, and it is very dangerous for the person that stopped out of the blue with no consideration with the riders behind. If you miss a corner or something came out of your pockets, simply look over your shoulder or repeat the exercise we did just before. And then, if it is safe to do so, apply your brakes, but come to a safe stop instead of slamming your brakes, putting the riders behind you in danger. Another way to ride safer is to familiarize yourself with the route. We usually depend on our cyclocomputers to follow the route on the day, but set some time aside the day before so you can check the route and familiarize yourself with it. Is it any downhills? If so, where are they? Is there a tight corner anywhere on the route? And if so, where? If you need, open the route on Google Maps, or you can use Google Street View to have a look on the downhill, on the tight corner, so there'll be no surprises when you're riding that route. Another way to ride safer on the road is to build in extra time. The last thing you want is to be worrying about being late because you took a wrong turn or came across some unexpected roadworks. When you're late, you start to do things in a rush, and that's when attention goes out of the window since you're just concentrating on getting back. Give yourself some extra time so you don't have to rush to be back, and the knock-on effect is that you'll be riding safer on the road. And the final tip on how to ride safer on the road is don't go through red lights. This is very obvious, but many cyclists seem to think red lights don't apply to them, but they definitely do. So don't go through red lights. Wait for the green light before you start riding again, and that way you'll be safer on the roads. And this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know in the comment section below what you do to ride safer on the road. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you on the next one.